Welcome to our presentation on Trends in Computer Science Teachers' Professional Development. We are leaders from the Computer Science Teachers Association, the PD Committee, and staff, and we're so excited to share our learnings from the PD Committee over the last few years. My name is Dr. Abigail Joseph, and I am the Middle School Director of Learning and Innovation and Design at the Harker School in San Jose, California.
And I'm Michelle Friend. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Hi, my name is Brian Tworick, and I am the Director of Education at CSTA.
My name is James Kuntz. I'm a K-6 computer science educator in Fairfax County, Virginia.
And I'm Amanda Bell. I'm a project manager at the Computer Science Teachers Association.
Of nearly 4,000 K-12 CS teachers surveyed in the US by CSTA and the K-4 Center, about half are experienced teachers with 11 or more years of teaching experience. But about half are also new to teaching CS with 1 to 4 years of experience. This is significantly different than most disciplines, whereas most teachers have a degree in their area of specialty. Only about 30% of CS teachers have a degree in CS or related field. Given this context, there is a critical need for in-service professional development to support teachers in teaching a new discipline. Many teachers, both experienced and novice, turn to formal PD programs to support their learning of how to teach CS. This is incumbent upon PD providers to deliver engaging, high-quality experiences that will support meaningful change to teachers' practice. CS professional development comes in many sizes. Some PD programs focus on a particular curriculum or language, while others focus more broadly on issues of equity or pedagogy. Some are one-time sessions of just a few hours, while others are week-long or year-long programs. Some are meant to be used as standalone CS classes, while others might integrate CS into other subject areas through informal settings. Some PD is well-established and well-funded, and others are part of startup companies or small nonprofits. Some programs require teachers to be physically present, while others are online or a combination of face-to-face and online learning. There are many other differences, including grade level, cost, technology, and the technology that is supported. With many options available, it can be difficult for teachers to find PD that are relevant to their context and needs, particularly for novice CS teachers, or those isolated from communities that might share recommendations. Further, not all professional development is created equal, and some is more likely to result in meaningful change and positive outcomes for students than others.
CSTA established the PD Committee to solve this problem and help teachers find high-quality experiences that would meet their needs. In 2018, it organized a group of experts in K-12 computer science professional development, representing teachers, researchers, and PD providers. The committee developed an accreditation process and rubric based on research-backed indicators of quality PD. Members of the committee independently evaluate programs based on detailed information provided by PD providers and approve those programs found to meet the committee's quality standards. In addition, the committee works to continuously improve the PD evaluation process and how we display and share those opportunities with teachers. We conduct research and report on trends among current professional development offerings and support PD providers with educational programs and community building events. So this is the current method that the committee uses to independently review and accredit PD programs. CSTA invites all K-12 CSPD providers to submit details about their programs at no cost through an online submission form. The committee conducts 4 reviews per year. During each review cycle, a team of 3 or more committee members will independently review each submission using a common rubric aligned to the indicators of quality PD. Next, the committee will meet and they discuss any discrepancies they may find in their reviews. They reach consensus decisions on whether or not to accept programs and will conduct additional reviews as needed. As co-chairs, Abigail and I communicate the results and feedback to those PD providers. And then finally, those opportunities meeting the minimum quality threshold as determined by the committee are then added to a dynamic web display. This accreditation will last for 2 years, at which time providers are invited to update their submissions for their programs for review by the committee. So to support our aim of making it easy for CS teachers to find quality PD that meets their individual needs and personal context, we've developed an interactive web display previewed here. Teachers can search for professional development opportunities based on their grade level, course alignment, cost, mode of delivery, such as online or in person, and other criteria. They can preview details about the PD and associated curriculum and access the provider's website. This display is accessible at csteachers.org/PD.
In 2018, Bev Vaillancourt and Emmanuel Schanzer led the PD committee in an effort to define quality professional development in CS through an iterative process. First, they developed a rubric, then they tested it on a wide range of known PDs, then refined the rubric, tested it again, and repeating that process to come to a definition. They published their definition and an initial process, which became the first set of indicators the committee used when developing a review rubric. While members of the committee were diverse in experience and background, through the iterative process, they reached consensus that high quality PD has these characteristics. It provides teachers with the knowledge and skills they need to support students in learning CS. It is interactive to support teachers in applying their skills. It's collaborative. It extends beyond the formal PD experience with sustained support and/or coaching. It inspires teachers to reflect and bring new strategies for teaching CS, and it's grounded in research and aligned to standards. The original committee developed a rubric with multiple dimensions of quality. Accredited programs need to demonstrate the majority of indicators, but there are no exclusionary criteria. The committee was careful to choose scales with a greater degree of objectivity. In late 2018 through early 2020, 22 PD programs submitted details about their programs. The committee reviewed and accepted the majority of those programs to a list of quality PD.
Then, in 2020, CSTA sought to improve the review process. It reformed the committee with a group of 10 experts who created the next iteration of the rubric. A major driver of the next iteration of the committee's rubric is a synthesis study by Darling Hammond, Heiler, and Gardner called Effective Teacher Professional Development. This report notes that effective PD is content-focused, incorporates active learning, supports collaboration, uses models of effective practice, provides coaching and expert support, offers feedback and reflection, and is of sustained duration. Over the next 2 versions of the rubric, developed in 2020, the committee worked to ensure that these indicators were represented in the review rubric. Shown here is a comparison of the committee's different iterations of its PD program review rubric. The original rubric included items such as being aligned to CS standards, providing ongoing support to teachers, having data-based evidence of efficacy, and supporting teachers and including students with disabilities. However, it was missing many of the indicators from Darling Hammond and colleagues' paper, such as active learning, collaboration, modeling, and sustained duration. These were added in the next 2 iterations. In recent revisions, the indicators will remain mostly the same, but there are more significant changes to the questions asked to gather information to more clearly align to those indicators. In fall 2021, the committee removed scale and sustainability as a criterion, since neither the size of a program nor its longevity is inherently a measure of quality.
We conducted an analysis of the scores from all the reviews conducted by the committee through summer 2021. The second version of the rubric was used for 2 rounds of review in 2020 and had a 67% acceptance rate of the 49 submissions. Then we conducted 4 rounds of review using the 3rd version of the review rubric between late 2020 and the end of 2021. And of 33 total submissions in those 4 rounds, we had a 52% acceptance rate. For the analysis, all of the scores were normalized to 2 points per indicator. So the scores that you're seeing here, the averages are out of 2 points. And we not only looked at the averages for each of the indicators to see how PD providers who submit things are doing, but also looked at the differences between those submissions that were accepted and those submissions that were not accepted. And as you can see, the trends are similar between those 2 groups, the accepted and rejected, for most indicators, but the scores are lower for rejected submissions, which is what we'd expect. And for most of the criteria, there is a significant difference between the average scores for accepted versus rejected programs, such as the models and modeling row makes very clear. We want to start by celebrating some of the strengths that we see across most PD programs. These are things that, as far as we can tell, PD providers are doing really well. By far, active learning seems to be a thing that PD providers have adopted, which certainly reflects the learning sciences research that suggests that learners being actively involved in their learning is important. Also, if you're really cynical, you might realize that it's hard to be a successful PD program if it's boring. We also have seen that many PD providers have set up structures to answer questions or build community between participants after the PD ends so that teachers can get questions answered and get help troubleshooting challenges and implementation. And finally, we know that reflective teachers are the best teachers, and reflection leads to meaningful change. So it's really great to see so many PD providers giving feedback and time for reflection in their programs. However, we also wanted to highlight some areas where we see room for improvement and growth. It is definitely possible that PD providers are doing these things and are just not communicating them effectively through the submission process. But these are really important indicators of high quality programs for teachers. And these are the places that the PD programs who have applied have been the weakest. First, by far, the lowest scoring criterion is efficacy. It is really just external evidence that a program works. The gold standards for evidence of efficacy is external evaluation, but even just collecting surveys from participants, analyzing the responses, and using them to improve a program is a valuable practice. In the same way that teachers are pushed to be data-driven in understanding which of their practices are effective in supporting student learning, so should PD programs critically analyze what works and what might be improved in their offerings. Other areas where programs seem to struggle relate to differentiation and equity. Differentiation has to do with how the program reaches its participants with different needs, be they different levels of experience with CS or teachers of different grade bands. While some PD is clearly designed specifically for a single population, most would expect to reach teachers with different backgrounds, and it's important to prepare for those differences. Equity is about helping teachers be prepared for the diversity of students in their classrooms to ensure that all students have a fair opportunity to learn. For example, I don't think that anyone would say that blind students or students with dyslexia should be disallowed from learning CS, yet it isn't hard to imagine the ways in which it would be difficult or impossible in many traditional settings. Thus, we encourage PD providers to spend time including accessibility into their programs. And similarly, it takes more than just being okay with students from marginalized groups being in a class. Teachers need help ensuring that their classes are truly welcoming spaces for all students.
We want to extend a large thank you to the incredible volunteers on the CSTA PD Committee, both current and past. This work would not be possible without their dedication and expertise.
Thank you for joining us and for watching our video. You can view the interactive display of all the accredited PD programs and learn more about our process on our website at csteachers.org/PD. Thank you.